Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Family Sedan channel. The last 24 hours have been a pretty wild ride for crypto in terms of price action, but there's some really interesting and positive underlying information that should alleviate some or all of your fear if you have any. In fact, take a look at this headline from the Crypto Basic. Over 470 addresses now hold XRP worth 3.3 million and more. So I'm going to share with you some on-chain information having to do with XRP accounts, and there's a very strong indication that the adoption and confidence of XRP is increasing, and I don't think that it's unreasonable to speculate that the primary driver of this is the expectation of a positive outcome regarding the SEC v. Ripple case, specifically regarding the status of XRP. I mean, it's going to be blast-off time and people are going to be FOMOing in. That's what I anticipate should we get positive news. And then there's also this headline from the Daily Hodl. One social metric flashes bullish for crypto amid the market downturn, according to analytics firm Sentiment. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, those of you looking at the screen will note as I scroll down live coin watch, if you look to the right, you can see the percentage decreases for over 24 hours for all these cryptocurrencies. It's just a sea of red. And some of it's fairly deep. Some coins down close to, actually over 20% even. And so that's the top 50. It's pretty bad. Not horrendous for XRP, down a little over 5% over the last 24 hours. But take a look visually at this. This is a 24-hour chart for XRP. You can see it has had a 24-hour high of 53.7 cents, a 24-hour low of 48.5 cents, and it hit that roughly 1 a.m. Central Standard Time, which is my time zone, and I happened to have checked the price, and I was like, whoa, because I hadn't been watching in the hours leading up to that. But that's just, crypto will just catch you off guard in terms of price action fairly regularly. Seems like nothing's happening until suddenly it is happening. And so, no shortage of people asking, why did this happen? And as is frequently the case, I do believe this to be true, strong majority of the time, there is no reason for it. I mean, yes, there's general fear in the market, and you could blame that. And if you want to say that was a contributor, I'd actually say, okay, that's fair. But what I'm saying is, as far as something lining up, causing this drop that we saw, no, there's nothing that perfectly lines up. I think it's just a general sentiment. And then, so typically, what you'll see is once there are moves like this, whether it's to the downside or the upside, whatever positive or negative news is occurring in the moment, depending on whether the market's going up or down, it's applied to that. That's just what I see time and time again here. So if you're asking what caused this, the answer is silly ass humans speculating ridiculously and making important financial decisions with their feels. That's pretty much it. That's how I'd sum it up. But XRP did pop back up. It's a little shy of 51 cents at this point, and everything's just fine. This is not surprising. Here's a 24-hour chart for Bitcoin. Same story here. 24-hour high, $26,512. 24-hour low, $25,559. Crypto Fear and Greed Index, not surprisingly, down compared to the previous day at 47 out of 100. So people feeling a bit neutral. But so that's the backdrop. That's what has been happening recently. I wouldn't read into it any more than what I just articulated. That's just my personal opinion. But look what's actually happening in terms of XRP specifically. Like, I'm telling you, yeah, still price fine. It's down over the last 24 hours. But look at the number of people that have placed their bets. I placed my bet many years ago in terms of XRP. It's my largest crypto holdings, my favorite cryptocurrency. I think it's going to be worth a fortune, and I do think people are going to be FOMOing in. And I'm not the only one that thinks that that's the most probable outcome if we get positive clarity for XRP, as evidenced by the data I'm about to share with you here. So take a look at this. Again, the piece title: over 470 addresses now hold XRP worth $3.3 million and more. Recent statistics suggest an interesting distribution of XRP to the over 4.7 million addresses holding the asset. Notably, addresses holding at least $3.3 million worth of XRP have increased to 473. This is according to data from Richlist, a platform dedicated to tracking addresses holding XRP. Information suggests that these 473 addresses hold at least 6.76 million XRP, currently valued at $3.31 million. These wallets represent 0.01% of the total addresses holding XRP, placing them at the apex. Now, so folks, obviously, it's a handful of humans out there, in the scheme of things that can hold that much XRP, because most people are not millionaires. So that's not necessarily going to be surprising to anybody here. But what is interesting is that as account creation continues, you're seeing that accounts of all in all sorts of different buckets increasing in size. So people are putting in, again, it's very clear, people are placing their bets. So yes, at the top here, what they call the apex, yes, the richest of the rich are placing their bets, and they think that their millions are going to perhaps turn into tens of millions. I'm sure that many of them are anticipating that, and I don't think they're stupid for thinking that. I'll just say that. But check this out. Piece continues. Interestingly, data further confirms that up to 4,727 addresses hold at least 463,912 XRP, worth $226,900. In addition, the number of addresses holding at least 3,379 XRP, valued at $1,600, has dramatically increased to 472,705. Impressively, these addresses make up a whopping 10% of the total XRP wallets. The fact that up to 10% of holders have over $1,600 worth of XRP in their bags indicates growing confidence in the asset. Yep, absolutely. Spot on the crypto basic. Piece continues. This confidence is evident in the accumulation trend observed among addresses holding between 100,000 XRP and 5 million XRP. Notably, addresses holding 100,000 XRP to 500,000 XRP have been augmenting their bags since November. These wallets now hold over 5.2 billion XRP, representing a 16.6% increase from their collective balance of 4.46 billion XRP last November. And so, look, I understand that's a lot of numbers to throw at you, and especially if you're not looking at the screen, sometimes it can be hard to let that sink in. But the takeaway message here is that everybody be buying XRP because the strong anticipation is that it's going to be in short order worth substantially more. And I'm telling you, folks, if we're right and we get, and if what should be done ends up being done, Judge Torres comes to the right conclusion and hopefully says some really nice and positive things about XRP itself, giving it clarity, regulatory clarity as it pertains to, in particular, secondary market transactions. Like, man, the degree to which you're going to see people going, whoop, it's going to happen so quick. And not that it'll, only go up in a straight line, but I'm just saying right out the gate when that happens, I think we're going to see a truly impressive run. And of course, on the flip side, we're all just going to be a bunch of sad pandas if Judge Torres does something stupid. But I'm optimistic. I am optimistic. It's a risk, but I mean, when I consider potential downside from something like that, against the potential upside, to me, it's a no-brainer in terms of risk-reward. And so I'm just going to sit here and hold and see what the hell happens. And hopefully it'll be enough to push it through to a new all-time high. And I'm on the fence on that. I don't know. I do see so many people jumping into XRP right now, and this is before we have that clarity. And I don't know, is this going to be something that's game-changing enough to actually push at that level? The biggest thing that gives me pause on that is just this idea that, XRP's never hit a new all-time high. It's never had that kind of run without Bitcoin leading the pack. So this would be something occurring for the first time if it happens. But even outside of that, it doesn't mean that XRP couldn't have a tremendous run. What if it goes to $1 or $2 or $3? Who knows? I'm not going to make a price prediction. I don't know what's going to happen, and I understand this could go disastrously, but I think it makes sense, certainly for myself at least, to be very optimistic for the future. That's just how I feel anyway. Now take a look at this from the Daily Hodl. One social metric flashes bullish for crypto amid the market downturn, according to analytics firm Santiment. A blockchain analytics platform Santiment says one key metric is flashing a signal that suggests a crypto market reversal is on the horizon. Santiment says that discussions using certain crypto terms on social media platforms are rapidly cooling off, indicating that the latest market dip may be close to reaching a bottom. Quote, crypto discussion rates across Twitter, Telegram, Discord, Reddit, and 4chan are dropping as traders show signs of disinterest. Look at these drop-offs as a sign that markets are getting closer to capitulation, which is traditionally bullish. End quote. Yeah, and so that's an obvious one. Conceptually, that's easy to understand, right? As more and more people sell, they exit the market. Eventually, you run out of people that are willing to exit. Eventually, you get a bunch of people that are just like Moon Family said, and like, yeah, I'm just not selling. There's a 0% chance I'm selling. I will ride this bitch to zero before I sell. That's my attitude on this. So perhaps we're already there. I mean, I don't pretend to know for sure. So if it goes lower, it goes lower. But the point is, in terms of a market bottom for this cycle, I still think that happened last November, unless as I always say, this is my only, it's my caveat that's going to be here forever. If we get a wild card event, okay, fine. Maybe we see a new low. If something horrific and unexpected happens, but outside of that, no. So you could see a local low. Perhaps we will see another local low beyond what we just saw within the last 24 hours. It's possible. But either way, I'm not fazed by this at all. There's so many reasons to be optimistic for the future. This year looks a hell of a lot better than 2022, despite the scary news that we're experiencing. I mean, there's plenty of scary news last year. Think about the collapse of FTX in November. I mean, there's no shortage of scary things happening. But markets prevail. The stuff's not going to stop existing. I feel no fear over any of this, and I think that makes sense. So anyway, you guys can tell me what you think. I'll go ahead and wrap up here, though. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Family Sedan.